Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, a local family praying for answers after they say their puppy was poisoned.
A look at the local child care crunch and how it's affecting families and businesses.
Plus, why Fargo's largest COVID vaccine clinic is shutting down. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Fargo City Commissioners will be meeting tomorrow at noon to consider an immediate interim suspension of the liquor license of the Africa Restaurant and Nightclub due to the public safety and health concerns.
Just yesterday, the Liquor Control Board recommended suspending that license. In May, a man was shot and killed outside of the restaurant, and police have reported other incidents of underage drinking and fighting that have put a large strain on resources and public safety.
It takes a special kind of coward to do something like this.
A Moorhead couple is demanding answers and justice tonight after they say their puppy died after being poisoned in their backyard.
Jason and Shelley Blotsky say it happened in the 3200 block of 4th Avenue North. The couple now is offering a $1,500 reward to anyone who leads them to those responsible. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley spoke to the family today.
Jason Blotsky says his 7-month-old Jack Russell Terrier Dax was just fine on the day of May 23rd. But Blotsky says that night was a different story, as Dax started throwing up and couldn't seem to stop, landing himself at the emergency vet.
He started having like severe tremors. And so he spent the night there. The next day, he started having seizures.
Blotsky says he and his wife ultimately had to put Dax down, as there wasn't anything that could save him. Adding the vet suspected Dax had ingested some sort of toxin or poison.
And he even asked, do you know anyone that has anything against you? Anyone that would want to hurt the dog? Which just kind of threw us for a loop.
Blotsky says they thoroughly checked their property inside and out, but didn't find anything that could have taken Dax from them, soon asking NDSU to perform a necropsy.
There was nothing on the organs, no lesions. The dog was perfectly healthy. Whatever he ingested went through his system so quickly, we are fairly certain that he was poisoned.
Blotsky says as of right now, police are not involved, and asks for whoever did this to come forward.
Admit what they did, apologize, pay us for, the $1,000 that we paid for the dog, and they have my word that would be it.
He says otherwise, he and his wife will press charges and file a suit in court.
The short 5 months that he was with us, he touched so many lives. He was a really good dog. I really miss him.
Emphasizing closure and answers is all they're looking for. In Moorhead, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
And the Blotskys say that they are in the process of installing cameras on their property and ask anyone with information to this incident to reach out to them on social media. Now, we reached out to NDSU today on this case, but they stated they were unable to go into details.
We're getting closer to the holiday weekend, and if today's temperatures are any indication, it's going to be hot. Let's check in with Hutch now to see what tonight has in store. Hutch?
Well, a warm one indeed. A lot of sunshine, as you saw there on our Valley News Live Storm Team Skycam network. Just a couple of clouds in the Grand Forks area. Things are cooler where you see the orange pool here in and around the Bemidji area. 70s there, but we're near 90 in both Grand Forks and Fargo, 92 out in Bismarck. Here's a look at the radar. One of the reasons you're cooler in Bemidji, showers passing from north to south through the area. Now, most of the thunder and lightning just off to the east, but they are heading in the general direction of your area over Bemidji now and out of the Red Lakes area as we speak. So cooler there, but that's it. The rest of us are in the heat. And a little relief from the heat in Walla Walla, where it is 106 as opposed to 115 like yesterday. Here's a look at your temperatures. Fargo slipping down to the 70s after sunset for a quiet but warm evening. Likewise in Grand Forks, you could expect quiet weather, maybe a few more clouds. Now, coming up, we have some hot weather that will continue right through the holiday weekend, and we'll tell you when your next best chance of rain is in your extended planner here in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch.
Finding childcare locally may be at an all-time high. At Small Wonders Daycare and Preschool, the waiting list stands at 430 kids. Employees there tell us that they receive about 10 to 15 calls per day and have to repeatedly tell parents that they don't have enough staff to enroll new kids. Several childcare businesses are struggling with the staffing shortage, and parents are desperate to get their children into any daycare or preschool throughout the FM area.
For us, that's heartbreaking to hear, to know that parents are struggling, and we know we have the facility or space to offer more spots to give the parents what they are asking for, but yet not with teachers.
Employees at Small Wonders tell us that some parents say that if they can't find childcare, they may not be able to go back to work. A new program can help kids whose parents are unable to care for them. The Kinship ND program fills immediate short-term needs while helping caregivers navigate available services and programs by connecting them to resources. Qualifying caregivers include most North Dakota residents who have a relationship with and provide full-time care of the child. For more information, visit kinshipnd.com. Sanford Health says tomorrow will be the last day of its vaccination clinic at Gordman's. They say it's no longer needed as people can now receive the COVID-19 vaccine at their primary care provider and walk-in clinics. Gordman's has been in use as a vaccination clinic since January.
Fargo police are telling drivers to slow down after someone was clocked going 105 miles per hour last night. The speed limit in that area is 35. It happened along 52nd Avenue South, where police say they get a lot of complaints about speeding and cars racing. The driver will have to pay $450 for going 70 miles per hour over the limit. Police say the bigger issue is that this kind of driving is dangerous. Look for that story tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and 10. An update for you tonight on a controversial building near downtown Fargo. The property, which once stood at 1418 First Avenue North, has been demolished. The city requested owner Gary Reinhardt demolish the building by today after a fire ripped through the property in December. That fire caused $200,000 in damage. A Minnesota man is pleading guilty to setting a Detroit Lakes RV business on fire. 42-year-old Daniel Kaufman is charged with second-degree arson and theft. That happened back in December at Wald's RV Sales on Highway 10. Fire crews found the building completely consumed by fire, with flames shooting up to 12 feet in the air. Investigators say Kaufman's phone was pinged in the area and his truck was spotted there. They also say Kaufman stole a fish house and was attempting to sell it online. They found several incriminating searches on his phone, including arson reporting hotline and how to make a fake car title.
Bond has been set at $50,000 for a Sargent County man accused of firing a gun at a man in his car, almost killing him. Gerald Dill was charged with attempted murder and reckless endangerment. Officers were called Monday night to a shooting west of Gwinner, North Dakota. The victim says that Dill shot him while the victim was on a public road after he told the victim that he had something for him. Dill claimed the victim had been threatening to kill Dill for the past 10 days. Bond has been set at $50,000. He cannot have contact with the victim. Meanwhile, the defense team for a former Minnesota police officer is asking for a deadline on mending charges. Kim Potter is facing one charge of second-degree manslaughter in connection to the death of 20-year-old Dante Wright during a traffic stop in April. Minnesota's Attorney General Keith Ellison said in early June that he would decide in 2 or 3 weeks whether there would be an amendment to the complaint in Potter's case. The trial is scheduled to begin in December.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is ending his emergency powers tomorrow. That's sooner than expected, but many lawmakers have been pushing for this to happen for more than a year. The governor announced last week that he intended to end the emergency peacetime declaration on August 1st. He cited at that time increasing numbers of vaccinations and a decline in COVID cases.
Dean Brashani says as he enters his 12th year as president at NDSU, he will support the search for the next leader of the institution. Yesterday, Brashani accepted an offer from the Board of Higher Ed to stay on for the next 18 months, after which he will return to teaching at NDSU on a full-time basis.
Still to come on Valley News Live at 6. Have you ever felt like mosquitoes are just drawn to you? You might be right. We'll tell you what's attracting them coming up.
But next, sizzle today from the valley and points west. There were a lot of near 90-degree readings, mid-80s across most of Lakes Country. As we head into the weekend ahead, the holiday looks to bring sizzle as well. Your hour-by-hour details in the forecast. Join me. Weather is